to so obviously if you cannot see liquidity, there's a very, very good chance you are liquidity. So and obviously if you are liquidity, then there's a good chance you're going to be taken out of your trade or obviously into drawdown, or yeah, so just knowing your sort of surroundings in regards to where you're at in the market is super important. It's very, very vital. So say it all the time, said it many times before, where something is a lot more important than what it is. Okay, so you could literally have hundreds and hundreds of points of interest on the charts, but if you're looking to, obviously prices here, if you're looking to sell from up here, well, realistically, how long you have to wait for price to get up to there? You know, got to be realistic with where we're at in the charts and in the markets, and you know what sort of narrative is or bias is the structure forming. Obviously here we can see it's massively downtrending on EU since a long time. So I would be preferably just taking sells since the 7th, well, this year, literally all this year, it's just dropped and dropped and dropped. Most of you will know I literally only take sells anyhow. So obviously something like this will obviously benefit me. So prime example, I believe it was Friday last week, price tapped into here, and obviously it'll reopen in about 1 hour and 40 minutes this evening. And then obviously we'll see how it plans out tomorrow. But yeah, this is obviously where it's vital, and a big difference compared to trading off your phone, compared to a big laptop. So let me just delete that for now. So straight away, what I've seen is this liquidity sat there, and then if we carry this over, you have literally perfect equal highs to be taken, which they obviously got taken. I'm sure this was Friday afternoon. You had news Thursday at 1 o'clock, and then yeah, pushed through to Friday, and then yeah, just shot through and took all that liquidity out. So yeah, obviously knowing that, I wouldn't be preferably selling from there, you know, so because being aware of what's above you or even below you, I think it's very, very, very important. And at the moment, if we go back to the 4 hour, what can somebody tell me they see currently? Or actually, none of you fucking talk, so I'll ask you, do you see button 1 in the chat if you see price dropping from here? Or 2 if you think price is going to continue going higher? So 2 for up, 1 for down. Where do you think price is going to start directing? It's not a trick question. 2, 2, 1. There you go, that's better. So 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. So pretty mixed. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 1s and 3 2s. Needs to rebalance, Scott says. Okay, cool. Yeah, 100% correct. It needs to be rebalanced. Obviously, like I said, it wasn't a trick question, and I don't actually know until this high gets taken. I firmly do believe that high is going to get taken because, like I just said, looking left on a bigger picture is why we should be on a bigger screen. Yeah, so this is the supply that obviously gave us a big rally down to the downside. I see this as clear liquidity. It's pretty much perfect equal highs just formed. Until what time frame do we have established order flow, guys?
$15 minutes.
Thank you. 15, yeah, 15. Okay, so if price, obviously, yes, we do have zones. Price is currently sat here, and until we break that, then there's no point even looking at one above. Okay, but the probability of price pushing up to there, who knows? At what point, we don't know. Yeah, but like, I think it was Scott, was it? So that price obviously needs to come back down to rebalance. So this has had a heavy push to the upside. since Thursday and Friday, I firmly believe it obviously needs to come back down to rebalance. Now, I think I covered this last week or 2 weeks ago. So is this an order flow shift or is this liquidity sweep? Nobody? And you weren't listening last week.
Liquidity sweep.
Thank you, Darren. Yeah, this is liquidity sweep. Somebody tell me why it's liquidity sweep and not an order flow shift. Made a new high. Thank you, Malcolm. Yeah. So if price shift to the downside, takes out liquidity, as you can see the black trend line here, took liquidity and then ran and created the new high. Remember, yeah, I definitely said this because I remember what I said. I remember a little bit about the little boy nicking sweets from the shop. He runs in. Remember, guys, my art is fantastic. Little sweet shop, little boy's here, runs in, nicks some sweets and runs back out. Yeah, I know it's a dreadful example, but yeah, in and out very, very quickly. Okay, so it swept, took liquidity, and then bang, up into the opposite direction. Now, if this was an order flow shift, what would we want to see happen from here? A new low. Yeah, new low created. So price would have, let's drop down from here to the 15. So price would have come back in, tapped into something in here, and then continued to the downside. Yeah, but obviously didn't do that. Obviously, yes, news didn't help, but obviously it's part of the bigger plan. Yeah, so obviously the banks have an agenda and the bigger institutional people have a bigger plan to work with. So if 15 minutes creates our order flow, are we looking for price? So if we were looking for sells, A, B, or C, which low would you want to even think and consider of taking a sell from this zone, this range? At the moment, the structure is clearly pushing to the upside. So please do not be selling from here. D.
C.
C. Yeah, correct. Somebody tell me why C and not B or A?
That's the bottom of the range, isn't it? That's the bottom of that range going up. That bottom of that move. That's the highest low.
Yeah, amazing. Created the high, like Darren just said, pulled back into where? Surprise, surprise. Into demand, then rocketed. So this is the actual low point before it broke that high. Okay, so we need to come back down to here. Now, if price comes back into this demand, somebody tell me what's sat literally above that grey box perfectly. Just above this grey box, liquidity. Thanks, Billy. Just enough to be taken out, tapped into the 15 minutes. If we see this, oh, you bastard. If we see this, what are you doing? Buying or selling? Buy, buy, buy. Anyone selling? Again, it's not a trick question, guys. I'm here to help you. Just trying to get you.
No, I'd be looking for a buy.
Buy. Yeah, cool. because obviously it's following structure, right? Because that structure, yes, is a little bit different on the, obviously the charts, but it's as simple as this, right? That's all the market does until that. Well, let me stop myself there. Until, no, I've asked that question already. We figured that out. Until C breaks, we wouldn't be selling, right? If we've seen this, what would you be doing? Selling. If we've seen this, yeah, that's the actual 100% confirmed. The right answer, Scott, is wait for a second low. But yeah, you can sell from that. If we've seen this scenario, what would we be doing? I don't know whether nobody's answering or this is lagged. I've got no answers in the chat. Sell. Okay, Mark says sell. Waiting for another low, Alex says. Anybody else? How many are you on this call? 18, 20 of you? 18. Not take the trade, Malcolm. Billy says I wouldn't do anything yet. Wait, James says. Alan says wait for price to go back up to the sweep.
Yeah, I'd be looking for a second swing, and then looking for some supply zone to sell from.
Yeah, you're all correct. Okay. Yeah. Mark is slightly off it to start with, sell, but then yeah, I'm guessing you were saying after confirmations. Yeah, if you get price coming back up to retest, we still, let's take Mark's scenario. If we get these confirmations, then yeah, you can do. So obviously, as long as the 15-minute has realigned with a higher time frame, then you're good. But like most of you have said, you would most definitely be waiting for a second break to break this, right? Because if we didn't get that, what would this be?
Sweep.
A sweep. Yeah. That's all it is. Yeah, there you go, Billy. Stop him. Yeah, to take people out. Okay, so it could potentially obviously sweep this, liquidity there, tap into this demand, maybe something on a smaller time frame. Let's say a 5-minute little sort of small little demand box in there, and back up. And that could be part of the bigger picture. So 15-minute is paramount. Okay, so 15 minutes is always our mapping for order flow. So we're currently on the 4-hour, and to be honest, how fast this is pushed up, I would most definitely not be selling until I had very, very strong confirmations. Okay, so we can clearly see it's perfectly in there. As obviously it's come up, it's created perfect equal highs, which obviously, I don't know who said it early on, was it? I don't remember who it was. We could see it obviously a tap back into this 4-hour demand in here to then continue higher. Yeah. Or would you say, do you want to go lower? Would we tap into there, or would we tap into there, or even down into here? Before you answer, think about where's liquidity to be taken. So option A, B, or C.
Could easily go down into C and still be on an uptrend.
Yeah, correct. this for me is absolutely screaming to be taken out. Yeah, and that's where the big rally started from, right? But Darren said the higher time frame is very, very important. On the 4 hour, we could easily be overall uptrending since Wednesday, 28th of September. What's that? Over 6 weeks. We could be pushing back up and up and up. Okay, so the 4 hour is important. I just mark out the zones on the 4 hour, and then it's as simple as that. It's the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, you could potentially get a demand from here. What you're waiting for when price comes into there is what? What time frame you're waiting for price to realign? 15. Yeah. Is that simple, guys? Yeah. If market structure is telling you, yeah, I've tapped into there, and the 15-minute price is giving you what you want, then buy. Yeah. You can't go wrong with market structure. Shift in momentum. We then get a confirmed double swing, break of structure to the upside. And we're possibly looking at something back into here. A very, very good chance, obviously on the smaller time frame, let's just say for 3 minutes, price has obviously done this. And in that process, created liquidity to be taken. We sweep, take liquidity out, tap into the demand, and off we go. If you get the confirmation to take the trade, now it's up to you how long you want to hold the trade and whether you want to scalp it or buy it, or whatever. It's literally down to you. Whatever your TP wants to be, your stop loss. Yeah, I don't think I need to cover all that stuff. It's entirely up to you whether you want to go for percentage or money side of stuff. So 4 hour ranges, that's literally all we should be doing. All we're concentrating is 4 hour. Okay, just go on your charts, mark out the 4 hours. Okay, until the price comes up to that, there's nothing you can do. So just literally, you don't have to sit on front of the charts for 6 hours a day, watching and watching and watching and watching, because the higher time frames, we get a stronger reaction from. They hold more weight. They've got more power behind them. I personally think this is going to be taken, tap into the demand, and away we go back up into here to then drop further down. Because let's just say we use a Fibonacci, which I don't do anymore. What's the banker, the smart money concepts waiting for? Oh, surprise, surprise, look where center 9 lines up with. Absolutely perfect with that body, that candle. Okay, but as we tap into the demand, what are we doing? And this is unfortunately where supply and demand, smart money concepts has changed. It's now become dumb money, not smart money. All it's doing, yes, obviously smart money still works. I'm not saying that. It's just a change of view in the markets, because what does this become? Liquidity for smart money to take out. Yeah, but we're missing out trades. We don't need to be missing out trades. This could be one of the best trades you ever take, from here up to here. Why up to here? Because there's a 4 hour range up there. 4 hour zone. We have imbalance, or some guys will call it, what do you call it? FVG, right? Fair value gap. Or the IPA. Okay, so to take a trade, I don't know how you guys take a trade. Let's just work out from here. What was this, Thursday? Yeah. Okay, if you're looking to take this trade, replay mode. So I'd personally be looking for price to come back up into there. Obviously, you had the low points, structure formed. Yeah, we didn't really obviously break the dominating low, so we're still within the range. We're still within the leg. That's the swing high. That's a swing. Sorry, swing high, swing low. Okay, I keep on doing this. Just make it a bit clearer for you guys. Not clearer, but a bit neater. So obviously that's swing structure. Until one of these go, then I've not really got much interest in, or doesn't give me a bias of which way the market is wanting to go. So what we did do was obviously we took out this liquidity. We obviously took out that high. Yeah. Now the low was currently strong. Now I believe it's weak because it's ready to be taken. Yeah, because we have liquidity perfect, pretty much equal lows through here, equal liquidity through here, and obviously we've got more across the way. So on the way down, we have a lot of liquidity to be taken, and it always needs to be taken, right? There's no doubt about that. At some point, on which point that is, I really don't know. But let us play from here. This is all on the 4 hour. Okay, now what's this called? It's obviously, yes, the supply zone. What's just happened? Again, not a trick question.
Changed into the demand zone.
It changed to the demand, yeah? So we call it a flip zone. It's failed to do its job. This now becomes demand. Because price has obviously told us what its intention is. If we were watching this on the, let's go down to the 15. Okay, let's mark out the top of this. At the top of there. Okay, pin, right at the peak of this point here now. Let's go down, obviously, all prices doing all this. What's this? What is that? What's just happened?
Liquidity grab.
Yep. And then obviously broken down to the downside. Okay, let's play it out even more. Now, I'd be looking for a buy from this, because obviously this was our 4 hour zone, right, in the grey box. Now we're on the 15, but obviously we need to be waiting for price to play out before we obviously can buy from here. Okay, so let's see what happens. That's your 15 range, right? 15 range in here. We have 15, yeah, I don't have the map, I'll leave it as red. Okay, so 15 range, obviously took out liquidity, took out stop loss, filled the gap in, tapped into our range perfectly. Now, all we're waiting for is from a supply or a demand area. We obviously had the 4 hour in the grey, we have the 15 in the red. Now we're looking for confirmations of the 1 hour. Now, somebody tell me, for us to be looking to buy this, are we wanting this high to be taken, this highest point in here, or this high in here, or that one, either one of these? Okay, so we have option 1, option 2, or option 3. What do we need to see before we even think about buying from here?
3.
Luke, Malcolm, Alex, Luke, James, Alan, Billy. Darren. All correct, 3. Scott, you said oops, 1. Why do you think 1, mate? Okay. Okay, so until that gets taken, I'm not looking for anything. because this can just easily just drop and drop and drop and drop and drop and drop and keep on dropping. Obviously news just fucked it all up for us. Okay, so what you can do is drop down to small time frames, but we won't do that for now. So yeah, what we obviously wanted was to price do this, break above, tap back in, take that liquidity out, yeah, tap into a new demand in here, and then away we go. Yeah, so we'll try and find another example. So yeah, market structure is everything. 15 minutes, order flow. Don't become liquidity. If you don't see liquidity, you are liquidity. So let's try NAS. Let's try through here. So if this was a continuation trade, yeah, so where price was obviously clearly pushing up and up and up and up, low, new high, then pulls back, takes that low as a sweep, takes that as a sweep, but we don't know that until shift, order flow shift, okay, OFS. Okay, so obviously that was most definitely a massive fuck you candle. That's your sweep, took out liquidity. We have demand in here. I don't know whether it'll come back. Maybe you could see some down the 5, maybe. So ideally, you should be marking out the candle that took liquidity. Okay, so this is a bit too big for me, really. Drop down to 1. I'll try 3. Still too big, to be fair. Potentially this. Liquidity is just sat there. See if you get on the 1. Liquidity swept, tapped into there. Okay, so we're looking at, where are we? Long. This area is pretty big. Yeah, that's not too bad, to be fair. So potential trade from here, or potential trade from here, which obviously will make a difference for our risk to reward. Okay, so let's go back to the 15. I think to the left to target. Looking for that high to be taken. Okay, so that is a demand in there. So we can mark that out. Not demand, sorry, supply. That high, I believe, is going to be taken, as it has been already. No, yeah, so I believe we'll tap into there and get a reaction, or it'll just plow through. But either way, and this, all this does when you're marking out zones is it gives you that slightly bit more of a, not advantage, but a probability chance, because you believe, well, if it's cutting up and up and up and up, if you get the correct confirmation, the right entry point, there's a more of a chance of price tapping into here, right? And you know, it's a kind of because the supply is up there, then that's your draw, right? That's your magnet of price. It's trying to get up to there. So, you know, that's our target point, isn't it? Bring it back down to the 1. So up to there is, that's not a very good trade at all. But well, personal choice. It's up to you. Obviously, 1 to 1, 1 to 2s. That was a 1 to 4.8. But then, until we get our confirmations on the 1 minute, then we wouldn't be looking to enter. Okay, so obviously it's tapped into our trade in here. Now until that gets taken, I wouldn't be looking to buy yet. Didn't really quite get taken enough for me. I would have wanted price to tap into here sort of thing, pull back potentially into a new zone to then continue higher. But yeah, that wasn't enough. You can clearly see that price is not going to break that. The candle is tiny. Yeah, so just being able to read market structure, not market structure, the candles. So we tapped into this. We'll see where we go from here. Okay, so on a smaller time frame or even the 1 minute, you're obviously still waiting for price to, if you're very, very, very confident, you're happy to take the trade from there, then take it from there. Okay, so if you would have been in profit by now. But if not, don't worry about it. Okay, so into here we got our shift of price. Well, you could if you're fast enough, you were confident enough, and you were happy enough that price did what it needs to do, so it dropped. That would have been our sort of first indication in here. The price wanting to shift to the upside. Sorry. Yeah, so you had one chance in there. Yeah, so push order flow shift in price, pull back into that zone, and away we go. Obviously, that would have given us an amazing risk to reward. If you obviously want to wait a bit longer, we then had a push to the upside, a pullback into where? This demand in here. Okay, this blue box in here. Why that? Why that blue candle? Because that's what ran liquidity. Took liquidity there, and then put in the new high shift. Okay. Now you're on the smaller time frame, yes, but it should give you enough confidence that you're bouncing off, you're reacting from the 15-minute time frame, weren't we? We've done our sort of chop down of higher price narrative and stuff. So long position, I would have gone from there just to be extra safe, to be fair. I think pretty much the risk to reward would have been the same on this. Do we get up top? That would have been a 1 to 21 trade. Maybe they can come back up and take us down, take us out. So currently we would be sat at 1 to 11. Okay, this is now off the 1 minute chart. So in 1 hour 45 minutes, my first target would have been these highs here, okay, which would have sat us at a 1 to 7, nearly 1 to 8. Would I hold this? No way. Yeah, I'm just showing you guys what's potentially available for you to take. Yeah, what I would be doing is taking 85% off the table here and let the rest run. Surprise, surprise. Highs point the wick. It's the wick low that took out liquidity before putting a new high in. Where does price come back into? What's this do? This wick taps into where? The demand. Another entry point. Okay, so if you wanted to stack this, if you're very, very comfortable at doing that, stop loss below there if you wish. Tap into there, tap into there. So we're now looking at 21, looking at about 26% growth. Yes, I know it's easy to backtest, guys. But this is literally, if you believe in the concept and your ability, not even your ability, you know, the patterns are easy, it's just your mindset. This, to me, I'd be shitting myself. All this pullback in here, what it wanted to do was obviously tap into that demand there and take out all that liquidity. You know, all that liquidity that was sat in there. It's like, nah, not today. I want to take you out first, piss you off, and then run, I believe. And that's where we're sat currently until it opens tonight. Okay, so we took, could have been potentially sat at 15% growth. That would be, okay, put it in the chat. So let's say we're on a 100 grand account. You've just done 15 grand. You open your MT4, MT5. You're sat at $15,000, which is roughly about 13 grand. Minus their cut is what, 15%? If you're a funded trader, 13,000 minus 15%. So that trade there is sat at 11K. Who would be happy with that, and who would take that? And
take the money and run.
I'll be fucking running at 1 to 3, 1 to 4.
I was going to say I'd have taken that way before.
Exactly, Malcolm. Done for the month, mate. But are you though? That's the biggest question. I kid myself. I'm a greedy bastard. I will openly, honest tell you that. I think a lot of you know that anyway. I just know how to manage and control it. I get in to the market in the morning and take what I want. Do I go back in the afternoon? Yeah, 100%. Do I put the same lot sizes on? No. Do I have a demo to take that urge away from over trading my real account? Yes. Okay, I made 290 grand last week off gold on a demo. Feels amazing. We all in a taxi for that. Yeah, so if you think you're on the trade, like this, look at this. One trade is taking you 1 hour. How long did that take? Is it an hour and a half? A bit longer than that, probably, isn't it? 3 hours. You've done £11,000 sterling GBP in 3 hours. Now I know all you Sparkies make a fucking fortune on here, but I doubt you're making 11 grand in 3 hours. It's some big money, right? One trade in 3 hours. And that's where you start to see the bigger picture. At the start, when I started this, 5 years ago, thinking, nah, no way, you're taking the piss. There's no way you can make that amount of money unless you're part of the cartel in Mexico. It's just insane. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. And I would imagine that is more money than oh, not bad, not far off. So $5,000 per hour. That's what Messi's on. You're borderline playing with 41. What was his annual salary? Yeah, £41 million a year. No, I'm not saying you're going to get that, guys. You get my point. I'm sure you do. It's absolutely crazy amounts of money. The biggest question you have to ask yourself: are you happy with that? Honestly, who would go back to the markets for more now? Please be honest. 12 months ago, I would have. Yeah, I would have happily blown all that back to the markets and given it all back. Not happily, but I would have sat there thinking, you know what, I can get more, I can get more, I can just squeeze an extra bit more. Fuck off to the beach. What, in this weather, Luke? You'd like to think you wouldn't. Yeah, we never know until we're in that situation. But it gives you that of, what's it called? Is it euphoria? Euphoria high or whatever it's called. It gives you the massive buzz. And Gracie tried to double it. Okay, I'll go to Vegas, mate. It gives you that massive high. You think, you know what? I'm fucking 11 grand up. I can go in for more. And it obviously works the negative effect for you. The market will happily take. Imagine if you 11 grand up and all you do now is, you know what? It's continuing higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. You know what? I'm going to put an extra fucking lot on. Yeah, I bought, I don't know, 15 lots on. What happens? The thing drops fucking 80 pips. You're now pissed off. Yeah, this 11 grand has now gone to, I don't know, let's just say 6 grand, 7 grand. Exactly, Billy. You get your ass literally handed back to you. Because what? I'll put it in the chat myself. Greedy prick. What's on the top of my screen? Happens to us all. If you're sat there and saying you've never been greedy and gone in for more, fair play to you. And I do believe you're lying. We just naturally want more. Obviously, money, it's sad, but it makes the world go round. The more it gives us, does it give us more happiness? Doubt it does. It gives you more options, but I don't think it gives you more happiness. Again, it comes down to what your why is. What could I do with 11 grand? I could take my whole family and the boys for a month to Dubai for 11 grand. Have a whale of a time. Have them swim with dolphins. Sit in the sun for 3-4 weeks. Not do a live, you annoying fuckers. No, I'm joking. Yeah, that's just how you got to weigh it up. You keep in my car. What's wrong with it? You got the R8, haven't you, mate? Is it fucked? Or costing too much to run on this fucking fuel? You've got to put 11 grand into perspective. It's taking you, what, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours to get that with you marking up and waiting, whatever else. But, oh, no way. It's getting rid of it. You get another one, mate. Don't worry. Manifestation. But that's just a prime example of just having, or not having, but wanting to wait and being happy to wait. Jumping down from the higher time frames, marking all out, the narrative. We didn't fanny around with any of the 1 hour, 30 minutes of 16, nothing, the daily, the weekly, nothing. We marked out a zone. As long as we got our confirmation from the 4 hour down to the 15, down to the 1. I think I went to the 5. That's it. Them zones are there to be bounced off. Okay, it's just a massive game of ping pong. It's a huge game of tug of war. We go from here, we go down to here, we go back up, we go to the next zone, we go up to the next zone. If this fails, flip it over. If this doesn't hold, you've now created order flow to the upside. It's now become a demand. That's it. You just use it in a different way. It's failed to do its job as supply. You just now use it as a demand. If you can get potential opportunities from here, comes down, 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 then bang, order flow shift back into here, smaller time frame. We're looking for the same thing again. Sweep, shift, back in to the demand and buy. It's the same thing over and over and over again. Every single time frame you're looking at, you're just waiting for them. Not special, but added confluences, extra confirmations. Is it a prime time for trading? Was, or I'm guessing that's meant to be NAS. Yeah, I would say it shifts the best in New York session. Yeah, would I trade NAS when it first opens New York session? Maybe not, because when it goes, it goes. It's quite volatile. Yeah, something to back test. Not volatile, but it's pretty springy. 2 o'clock. You can see here, sort of smooth through New York, then bang, took out all of London. Yeah, London. Was that London or Asia? Yeah, Asia session from most of the last week's price action, Friday. Yeah, Friday. That would have been, yeah, Asia. That's all Asia through there. Asia lows. All this was London's price action. London open, came back down, bang. Thanks for the lurch. I said it last week. I think it was last week. You start to see patterns. New York smashes down and runs in the opposite direction. What just happened? Exactly that. London did nothing. It just did all that. Yeah, you just need to build the narrative, build a picture, build a little, I don't know, what was the right word? Build a little book in your mind. The biggest thing I could tell you is from this call, when I speak to you on the phone, when I speak, if you message me, ever, please write it down 195 million times. Do not become liquidity. And where is liquidity? There's always looking to take liquidity. Liquidity through here, liquidity through here. Bang, takes it all out, even up to the top here. Liquidity sat there, what does it do? Sweeps, runs. Yeah, liquidity here, sweeps, runs. Also, we just covered that, liquidity. There's always, and the sweeps will tap into your perfect zones. Liquidity created, taken. Okay, liquidity created, taken. Both sides, remember. So obviously it's down to you to build that picture. Liquidity created here, taken. A little sweep comes back down. All that liquidity through there. Just before it decides to run 390 pips in 15 minutes, what does it do? Oh yeah, I'll make sure I'm going to piss you all off first. Has Bitcoin just dropped, does it? Bitcoin's on the way down to 10 grand. So I called it out October last year. I've got the video on my YouTube. It just made sense from a perspective of, I don't know how many of you guys actually follow crypto. At the peak, just the peak, I'm sure it was. Yeah. The peak of price, you had millions, if not trillions, if hundreds and billions of price losses, stop losses, sat all through here that needs to be taken. I think, where's 10,000? 10,000 is roughly here, right? I believe price is going to tap into it on a daily. You've got all this to fill in, yeah. So this is what, is 11, is it? Yeah, 11, just over 11. Or you also have all that liquidity there to be taken. Remember, it's the same concept. Just because it's crypto doesn't mean it can't happen. People trade this full time, Forex style, just under 10 grand, 9.6, even lower. Yeah, I don't think it's going to come even lower than that. But who knows? It just makes sense, you know. It's a chart. At the end of the day, it needs to be filled. If it's imbalanced, there's liquidity there. It needs to be taken. Some people even say it's the end of crypto. I doubt it, but we never know. What's price now? It's up here. Yeah, like this. This is fucking screaming to be taken out. What is it? Liquidity. Where's that sat? Just below demand. Is there more below it? Of course there is. More here. Liquidity there. What's that protecting? Liquidity here. Sat there. The demand zone. These are magnets of price. It's pulling price down. Loads of liquidity through there. Huge imbalance to be filled. What's sat below that? Demand. Yeah. And you think, well, where do you stop? You can drop and drop and drop and drop. Yes, you can. But what we're looking for is if we have a demand zone, prices dropping, 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 dropping. As soon as you come into one of these, I don't know where it could be. I really do believe it's going to be there. If price comes down into this box in here, until we get that high taken, we're going to continue dropping. Yeah. So you just go with the flow. You go with the order flow. If that gets taken, now you're thinking, okay, now price is starting to shift. Okay, I've not covered this in quite a while. It's quite an old school thing I used to do. You want to see a bowl formation, okay? Price obviously chopping down, then starts to shift, and then obviously to the upside. That bowl, and it works both ways, buys or sells. Obviously it's an upside down bowl, or you can just call it an N. Okay, but you want to see that transformation. You have to see that price comes in, tap into here. It hovers around for a little while typically, then down, sweep above, sweep down. Okay, order flow shift back into where? New supply. Waiting for the same thing on the smaller time frame. We jump down to a smaller time frame. It creates liquidity to be taken. This liquidity needs to be taken. Sweep above, sweep down. You have to wait for that sweep. If it does not happen and it runs, unfortunate, bad luck. Okay, but if price taps price taps in, and you don't get your sweep, if you now get 2 swings, then take the trade. Yeah, because you're looking for the same thing in this smaller time frame here. If you don't get them confirmations, then where's price going? Back up to take that high, sweep it, and then they may drop from there. I've seen this many, many times. So you need to be waiting for your confirmations. If you don't get the confirmations, you're thinking, what's above it? Liquidity, liquidity. Do not become liquidity. Be patient, be adaptable. No worries, Chris. Take care, mate. I'll catch the recording. Got to go watch Slab with Jenna. She said, "Can you say hi?" Guessing you're watching I'm a Celeb with somebody called Jenna. Hi, Jenna. Is that what you want to say? No worries, buddy. Ah, got you now. Hi, Jenna. Hope you're good. Enjoy your I'm a Celeb. Sorry about my swearing. Didn't know she was on. Bye. Okay, so here. Perfect. What do? Sweep before we push down. Took liquidity, took liquidity, took liquidity, took liquidity. Stop losses everywhere. Yeah. Through and through and through and through. Seems like a big ask, but I would like price to come back up into here. If that doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. All I do is just put my alarm in there. If it comes in, it comes in. Awesome. Take the trade. As long as I get confirmations. Yeah. I'm not telling you to do this at all. I'm not encouraging you to do it. But if you want to be that impatient person, instead of the 4 hour, you can use the 1 hour. You're still waiting for the same confirmations, guys. It's up to you. Okay, and you're looking for the same thing again. So off the 15, let's look at something in here. We had the price, rally, rally. These are the easiest trades to take. This is what you're looking for ideally. These trades are fantastic. Okay, when price sweeps liquidity, and then what happens? Somebody tell me. What does it do? What happens after the sweep? What does price action do? Makes a low. Cheers, Ali. Okay, these are the most powerful ones because it means there's momentum pushed from up here. It's pushed away down that into that low. Okay, so mark out the whole candle that took liquidity. Okay, mark out that whole candle. Then jump down to the 15. Oh, you bastard. Always doing this mistake. It's 15. Do we get anything tighter? Potentially, I would say here, because my money would be liquidity sat all through them highs there. Okay. If it doesn't get up to there, it doesn't get up to there. Don't worry about it. Yeah. It's just one of the things. Take the next trade, take the next trade, take the next trade. Remember, our little train track is going. That looks like a road, but told you my art is amazing. Little train track's going, okay. First stop, you either get off and take the trade or get back on. Not get back on or get back on. You get off and slow down a bit and look to take a trade from here. And you get on. It's like you potentially miss that trade. Oh, what's this? Another stop. We get a next potential trade. Okay. If you miss the bus at 6:05, there's going to be one at 7:05. Or in Wales, like in the next day. Okay, so this is literally my markup. So this here actually brought that low in. Who would take a trade from here? You think liquidity sat there, liquidity sat there, liquidity sat through here. Anybody enter from here? One in the chat if you would enter from that point there. Put a 2 in if you wouldn't. Ali 2, Darren 2, Luke 2, Alex 2, Kev 2, John Dudley 2. And now somebody tell me why not. No, I knew you would. Okay, I'm telling you, Scott, don't. Somebody tell me why you wouldn't.
He's got that big ass zone right above it.
Say again, Kev.
He's got that big ass zone right above it.
Yeah.
More apples to take higher up.
There you go. More apples. What does that give us? Bigger bag. Bigger bag, more money.
Can I sell higher?
What the fuck not confirmed? Yeah, order flows, I would say it's there. Drive, pullback, drive. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, I agree. See what happens. We do get a reaction. There you go. Tiny little reaction from there. But do we get up into the high? Potentially not. I don't know. That would create liquidity. We tapped into the red box, which was the 1 hour, wasn't it? I really do think that price will tap back into here. Maybe not. Drop from there. There's the answer. Maybe it'll come back at some point. I don't know. We tapped into the 1 hour, didn't we? New low, yes. Liquidity still sat there. I would just dismiss the area. I'm sure they'd tap into it and drop 1,000 pips. Oh, come on. No, I think so. Try the daily, speed it up a bit. No, I think so. There you go. Well, you didn't take the trade, and you're not in the bad trade. If you're taking on the 1 hour, you'd be fine. I'll look at old card. Okay. That's a prime example. Don't enter the trade. If it didn't come up high enough to my personal preference, then cool. Look at another trade. Let's look at old CAD. Why is this? Oh no, there you go. Futures. Okay. Last time I marked this up was a long time ago, May. Old CAD 50-minute supply marked in the daily. That's a daily. So you guys look at this candle here. For me, that's screaming to go high and tap into this. That daily in there. 4 hour. 4 hour through here. Tap into there. Liquidity. What takes liquidity? This candle through here. Just sat above liquidity. Yeah, with that, we'll see what happens. But daily, you guys, let's say you're seeing the facts. That in there. That's the 15. Because we're clearly in that daily candle. That's all we can do is until that low goes. I'm not even looking to sell. Not really interested in that. It's too middle of the leg. The price will tap into this probably. Tap into here, or obviously jump down. We could be looking for a sell. Until price does one of them things. If it wants to go higher, then I do believe it'll tap into here. 15 minutes. As soon as you get an order flow shift, break if you wish to be extra safe. Tap into something, a new demand, take it up into there, which would give us 60 pips. Yeah, 66 pips or so. Cool trade. So, like, perfect example, put it under that low of the actual demand, tap into there, gives us 1 to 4. Now, if you're patient and you think, well, the damage has been done, let's just say that sweeps. Just price action in there, sweeps and pushes, you can move your stop loss, can't you? Now we're looking, we pretty much doubled our trade. It's now a 7% growth. Pretty much equal liquidity to be taken. Then we have this range in here. Okay, so we'll see what happens. What time are you on? 21:24. Yeah, I wouldn't trade this tonight, which I probably will tap into there. I wouldn't trade it tonight until tomorrow, but obviously personal choice, it's up to you. It's got a nice price action, that's 89,500, 89,500, 89,500 on a 2 hour. 89,500 is a bit higher up, isn't it? 89,500. Yeah, pretty much bang on the same as the, you see the 2 hour, right? 2 hour chart. There you go, yeah. Order block. Yeah, it's exactly the same. Look at that. So that black line is obviously an order block, and obviously we were on the 15, weren't we, a minute ago. There's obviously your range, because obviously there's 8 candles in there that makes up the 2 hour range. Sweet. Right, I would personally, if I was going to refine this, that's the candle that took liquidity. This one here. So I'd be waiting for price to tap into this. So this candle, that was damage. That was the bad boy that took liquidity. That actual created the push to the downside to happen. I'll check one thing. Can't go that back. Yeah, cool. Great session, guys. Thanks for your interaction. Does make a world of a difference. Hopefully, it makes sense to you. You clearly know what you're talking about. I think all of you know what you're doing, guys. The patterns are easy, right? Just the mindset. So just remember, 1 or 2 trades a week. That's all you need. That's literally all you need. Obviously, personal choice, depends what you are targeting, what sort of percentage you're going for, what sort of funded account size you've got. Obviously, 2% on a 200 grand account is going to be a lot more than 30 grand account. So, yeah, just do you guys. Yeah, just stop the whirlwind of tornadoes of other people and opinions. And I'm looking at this. I think this happen. You're not going to learn it unless you take your own trades. Okay, so if you think that AUD CAD is going to buy from here, push up, then take the buy.